I don't know. Is this working?
I hope so. Hey, everybody.
Oh, I can see it. Cool.
All right. Sorry about that. Forgot to turn the volume on, or the microphone on, rather. So today we are talking about our favorite RV destinations, and we definitely want to hear from you on this one. Sabrina's got the phone all ready to read comments. I think for a lot of people, the best thing about RVing, I know for us anyway, is the traveling part and seeing all these locations that we've only seen on TV before. So I don't know what Sabrina's going to pick. I have a pretty good idea. I'm not sure if she's sticking with it, and I put it down in the description. And I'll start and give you some more time to think about what your favorite destination is. But we want to hear from you guys. If you're in an RV, what has been your favorite destination so far? And if you're, I guess you could say, dreaming of the RV lifestyle, what is a destination that you're looking most forward to visiting? So for me, it turned out that my favorite destination has been Zion National Park. We went there last May-ish, maybe even cold.
It was cooler than that.
It was cooler than that, and that's why it does not fall into Sabrina's favorite location.
It doesn't, because I didn't really see very much of it because I was hiding in the RV most of the time with Belle, while Kenny, John, and Nadia went hiking and went and saw some views. I was at the campground most of the time.
The views are spectacular there. If you have not been to Zion National Park, I highly recommend it. If you enjoy hiking, I really recommend it. But you don't have to do the hiking to enjoy some of the views. Some of the views are very easily accessible, and they have a bus transportation system that picks you right up from basically right at the campground and takes you to the beginning of all the trails, and there's tons of trails. And some of the views are like literally just a couple steps in, and it's like, whoa, look at that. Of course, some of the more impressive views are after climbing up to the top of some of these mountains and taking a look out.
Oh, that's my wake up for work alarm. Sorry, guys.
But very, very impressive. There's a small town that's part of Zion National Park that's got restaurants and coffee shops and breweries. You like that part of it.
The breweries were nice. The restaurants were nice. I'm all about food, and I was going to say drinking, but that sounds very bad.
So it felt like almost like it's a national park, but it felt like a resort because there were so many things to kind of see and do, and it's laid out so nice. We were there, like Sabrina said, in cooler weather, so she wouldn't go on the hiking trips. When John and I were hiking, and we would leave in the morning, it was probably in the 30s. It was.
We're not doing that.
It was definitely cold, and Sabrina doesn't like anything under 75 degrees. She gets a little chilly. So
beyond that, if I go out in that weather, like my fingers and toes turn white and numb, and it's not ideal. So it's very uncomfortable for me. So feeling like you're walking when you're not walking on feet, just not ideal. So I tend to avoid cold weather if I can.
But definitely number one on my list of places that we've been to so far, and we've been to a lot of places in the last 3 years. That thumbnail that's in the beginning of our video, just the thumbnail alone is 2019. That's all the places that we've been to in 2019, not even including the previous 2 years. So what is...
So Roger and Tracy's random room both say Yellowstone is what they're looking forward to.
We hear great things about it. Unfortunately, we can't tell you anything about it because we have not been there yet ourselves. But yeah, we hear great things about it, and they're looking forward to it. So I guess they have not been there yet either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. I believe it's the Low Hose did a video on it on Yellowstone. I'm pretty sure they did.
My favorite destination, so I don't know. I'm not great at deciding things, so I'm going to put that disclaimer there first.
Well, you have to pick one.
Okay, so I can't pick one. So I would say that anywhere in Oregon has a special place. Oregon. And yeah, we went to the Oregon coast, and that was very, very beautiful. But then I get up into Washington, and I'm like, I love these trees on the mountain. Then I get into Arizona, and I'm like, I love these views. Then I get to Savannah, Georgia, I'm like, I love these little green spaces. I really have a hard time picking a favorite. I don't think I have a favorite.
See, I thought she was going to go with Arizona, and that's what I wrote in the description.
Because I was, until I messed up and then said Oregon.
Okay.
But Oregon coast is really like high on my list too.
and they're pretty for all different reasons. I will say that's, I mean, that is what makes it so difficult to choose just one place. So Oregon, you get the green, the trees, and the water, and it's like
It's gorgeous.
it's gorgeous. But then you go out to Arizona, where you would think, in our minds anyway, before we visited there, that it's just gonna be dead and desert. How nice could it be? But it's just equally as gorgeous, just in a different tone. You have the mountains and the desert, and when the sun sets, the colors in the sky, it's really something else. It's like, wow, I can't believe that we're seeing this type of thing in person. Like, it's areas that you'd think that you'd only see in movies, and that's the only time you would ever get a chance to see these places. But then when you see them in person, they look even better than they do in movies. It's really something else to see in person. No, I still don't think any photo that I've seen has ever really captured what we're seeing in person. It just doesn't do it justice for some reason.
I agree with that, and I'm not sure why that is. Even when we bought the new camera, it didn't.
Yeah.
It still doesn't do it.
It's the scale sometimes of things. You take a photo sometimes and the mountains look smaller than they do in person, or the colors in the sky just don't match up. So as a dream location for me, I want to go to Alaska and see the Northern Lights, because I want to see what that looks like in person. Does it look like it does in photos with all those? Can you really see those colors like you do in movies, or is it like Hollywood make believe? I guess.
See, I want to see that too. I think more my draw to Alaska is seeing what a lot of day or a lot of night is like. That seems like it would be pretty cool for me. I know it's not something to view. It'd just be like daylight in the middle of the night. But that seems kind of.
I don't think I would like that. I think that'll mess me up so.
I'm already messed up.
I don't know.
It's all good. I slept 8 hours today, and you were like, "Oh, you slept 8 hours." I didn't believe him. I thought it was only 6 because I woke up kind of cranky. And
she was arguing with me about the math. I was like, "Well, you went to bed at this time, and you woke up now. That's 8 hours." And you're like, "No, that doesn't equal 8 hours."
Like, it doesn't equal. My body said no, it was not 8 hours, but apparently it was. So Tracy's Random Room says Sabrina So Meat everywhere is a favorite. David says Niagara Falls was great. We stayed at a KOA there and loved the Nashville, Tennessee area. That was awesome too.
Nashville, Tennessee is high on our list also. And so was Niagara Falls. We really enjoyed Niagara Falls. And Niagara Falls for me was like, it's falling water. It's not a big deal. How impressive could it be? I was totally blown. I was so wrong about Niagara Falls. It totally blew me away. Just the sound of Niagara Falls as you're approaching it is it's just tremendous. Remember, it was like
roaring.
It was. I was thinking when I was approaching it. I think I've said this before on camera, that the first people to stumble upon Niagara Falls, they would have heard it miles away first, and I bet you some of them were kind of afraid to move on forward to find out what is making this incredible, intense, rumbling sound. I think.
Yeah, probably. We haven't been on the Canadian side, strangely enough.
No, we've only been on.
Even though we're in Canada like 2-3 times a year.
Yeah, we're in Canada a lot.
We've never done the Canadian side. We kind of just drive by every time we're on our way to where my family is. So.
Yeah. And Nashville was a fun trip for us. Also, we got to meet Dave Ramsey in Nashville.
We did.
That was pretty cool to meet him in person.
Yeah, we got a little blurb online in their online channel where they were asking us what baby step are we on and what brings us here to Nashville, and kind of caught us off guard.
But so it was fun to meet him. We saw the archaeologist. Oh, what's the show that I watched?
Antique Archaeology.
Antique Archaeology. They have a store there, and I could have spent all day in that store, even though it was a small store, because it's so well laid out. And they give you a description of everything that you're looking at, and the date that it's from, the time period, and a little bit of history about it. I really like that store. And then we hit a couple of restaurants that were really good. We didn't see any live music. I don't think we were there, but
no, we didn't.
We did a trolley tour. Mm-hmm. A very, very fun. I was on Call Town, but I guess it's a city.
Yeah, I think we'll have to go back at some point in time. Yeah. The traffic was rough.
Yeah, but that's just city. I mean, every city. We had a great time in Washington, but the traffic was really something else. We had a great time in Detroit. Again, like a lot of traffic. San Diego, a lot of traffic. But it's still fun to see these areas, especially if you use Uber and then you're not like stressed out from being with all the knuckleheads.
So let's see here. Roger K says my son lives in Anchorage, so yes, we will go up there.
Okay,
cool. And apparently we need to go to Anchor Point, and the Canadian side of Niagara is better than the American side. We have heard that.
Yeah, we hear that. And so Sabrina has family in Canada, and normally we're up there for a limited time. So when we go into Canada, it's like I always call it the tour of living rooms. So we see Auntie so-and-so's living room, and then we see Mom and Dad's living room, and then we see Uncle so-and-so's living room. That is always our tour of Canada. It's just everybody's living rooms.
He keeps saying I need to bring him someplace else. So, yeah, he keeps saying I need to bring him someplace else. But when I go up to Canada, that's where I'd like to be. So, yeah,
It makes sense. And for some reason, we can't convince these people and say, "Hey, let's go see something." They're like, "No. It's easier if you just come over."
Yep, but they'll cook for us.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it is a fun time. So
Kenny gets to sample the Jamaican cooking.
yeah.
And not understand what people are asking him when they ask him things.
Yeah, Sabrina swears it's English, and it's not. It's a very Sabrina's Jamaican, by the way. So
I'm Canadian, but yes,
but
my family is Jamaican.
Yeah, both your mom and dad were born in Jamaica.
They were. My sister
and they
was
both
too.
still have very heavy Jamaican accents.
Yes.
And when they're talking to each other, I can't understand a word they're saying. When they're talking to me, I pick up every third word or something like that. So they do slow it down when they're speaking to me. And they are speaking English, I guess. What do you call it? Patois?
They speak patois. But
Patois.
It's English.
Say something in patois for the
I'm
folks.
good. So anyway, we're going to move along. Leah said, wait, are you doing the baby steps? What steps are you on now? So it's really kind of tough because
we don't have kids.
So 4, 5, and 6, but we don't have a house and we don't have children to save for college. So we're kind of past that.
So 2019, we became completely debt-free.
2019, yes.
Yep. So
yes.
last year, we paid off the RV and your student loans and all the credit cards and everything. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
All right. So our favorite destination is Key West. Been there, just not camping.
We have friends. I went to Key West 25 years ago. I wonder how much it's changed. But we just have friends recently in Key West, and they loved it. Like, absolutely loved it. Sean and Julie were just there in Key West, and they spent about over a month. And he said it wasn't long enough. They're looking forward to going back again someday. They really had fun in Key West.
So,
yes.
Hi from Winnipeg. -10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Holy moly.
Nope.
That is not for you at all.
No. We only make it to Canada in the spring, summer, and fall.
That's 90 degrees cooler than you like it.
And why do we sit so far apart?
Just because of the coffee tables here.
There's no chairs together in here.
Yeah. If we would sit in the dinette, we'd have to set up the camera in a weird angle because it's not a wide angle lens. So it'd be like, we'd be crooked and twisted. So this is the easiest place for us to sit. And that's really the only reason why we sit so far apart. These chairs don't slide in. They just go forward and back.
All right. So let's see.
We've done videos from the dinette, but we were using a different camera at the time that was able to actually set up and get us both in the shot.
Have you been to Daytona Beach? Somebody said, hey, from Daytona Beach.
I mean,
not
I
in
was.
The RV.
Not in the RV. Long
I remember
time
it was like the hotness when I was
probably
back
like
in high
40
school.
years ago.
Yeah, when I was in well, I wasn't in high school 40 years ago, thank you. But I remember when I was in high school, it was like the place to go for spring break. I don't really, oh, look, Belle's coming to join. I don't really know too much about it now.
Yeah, I remember being on the Daytona Beach with my grandmother, like collecting seashells, but I would have been very young, like over 40 years ago. So
that's very young.
I would have been very young. Yeah, I would have been like 4 years old probably.
So where do you think we'll hit this upcoming year?
This upcoming year, we keep saying. I mean, this isn't really RV related, but we keep saying that we want to do some mission work outside of the country with Sabrina. So Sabrina's a pulmonary critical care physician, and she has an idea that she would like to do some mission work overseas. And I would go with her, of course. I don't have any medical background, but I can lift things up and put them down. So I would just be there as a grunt. You know, move Kenny, we need you to move these boxes or operate machinery or something like that. So that's been a dream of ours for a couple of years, and it just never happens. Again, this year, our schedule's like looking pretty full already. So I don't think we're going to be doing any international travel again this year either.
I don't know. One of my friends really wants us to go to Lebanon. She's from Lebanon. She wants us to go to Lebanon. And I have another friend that wants to go to Peru this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah. So the international stuff for us, again, this and 220 is not working, but we'll make it work for 221. But other than where else do we want to visit? Geez. That's a really good question. I mean, other than Alaska, I really want to get up to Alaska. And I don't know if we could make that happen this year, but that probably won't happen this year either.
I think when we leave the West Coast, we're going to be East Coast, and then we're going to try to. I don't even remember what we're doing that. We're going to try to go to the Hershey show this year.
Yes, that's in September. We are going to try to make the Hershey show this year. We've missed it the last year or 2 years, and at one point, Sabrina and I were going every year. So
yeah,
and then we missed that. We missed the Tampa show every year also.
Wrong coast.
Yeah, we're always in the wrong spot, wrong times of year. But so the Hershey show's on our list. We'll definitely be at the Winnebago Rally this year. That's always a must for us.
So I don't really know where we'll be.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely Alaska. I want to hit Alaska. How about you? Do you have a spot that you? I know we'll be up in Canada again this year.
I might fly for that though.
Really?
We'll see.
Oh, come on. You want to come sit with me? You look restless. Come on. Oh my.
Doug D's going to Quartzsite next week.
Quartzsite was a very cool experience. Doug, we met Doug out in.
I know.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew that. It's Doug from Vegas.
I know.
So Quartzsite, I don't know, Doug. I forget if this is your first time at Quartzsite. Quartzsite is a event.
Experience is a good word.
Experience, yes. We had a great time. We were there with a lot of our friends, and we enjoyed hanging out and we enjoyed hanging out with them. The show itself, it's a lot of people for us. It's like, Disney World crowded type of thing.
With porta potties.
With porta potties. I don't care about the porta potties, but it was a little much for us. It was overwhelming for us to be around that many people. I think all the time but we had a great group of people with us, which made it awesome. When we went back.
Mm-hmm. That was the part I enjoyed about it.
Yeah,
not so
that
much
was
the
great.
actual big tent show or anything like that. That wasn't for me.
Yeah, we could have skipped the whole tent thing and just hung out with our friends the whole time. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But when we were at the tent, we got to meet a lot of people that watch us on YouTube, which was awesome. We just got to get them to come back to the campsite, to meet us at the campsite instead.
Away from that. Away from the flea market.
Yeah, because unfortunately at the time, like when we were meeting people at Quartzsite and they would recognize us from YouTube, we only got a limited amount of time to talk to each person, I felt like, because we were like being, we were there doing an event. So we were being pulled to do other stuff. At the same time, we wanted to talk to everybody too. So I don't know how you meet a bunch of people though at one time and not feel that way, I guess. But I always feel like I don't get enough time to spend talking with each person. I feel like there's never enough time to find out their story, and you know how I feel about it.
I know how you feel about it. All right, so I don't think there's anything else. Oh, have we been to Newfoundland or Nova Scotia in Canada? No, we have not. Literally, Canada. The only place we've been is in Ontario. It's really just around the Toronto area. The GTA is where we've been. That's it.
It really is like Grand Theft Auto.
No, not Grand Theft Auto.
That's not what you were talking about?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Anyhow.
Anyway, all right, everybody, take care. Safe travels. You can give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, whichever.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining
your
us.
Recommendations. We got to check some of these.
Yeah,
out.
we make a list and we're gonna add it all to the list.
Talk to you guys later. Bye.